Hi everyone. My name is Isabella and I'm a junior neuroscience major here at the U. I will be giving a Life Before Scranton talk. After 4 years of walking through the halls of my high school, my clumsy spills, sprints to class, and cheeky grins to passerbyers had come to an end. What had seemed like an eternity came to a screeching halt. All my friends, teachers, and community members that supported me along the way would no longer be in my daily routine. Believe it or not, this time in my life was extremely hard for me to say bye to. Although many people don't have a fond eye towards high school, my all-girls Catholic high school was one of the most formative and impressionable times in my life. Beyond my academia, I grew in my personal character and was molded into a better person than I came in. I made lifelong friends and grew close with my peers. While at first I didn't cherish every day I spent at Mercy, I certainly came to appreciate every opportunity given to me. Prior to starting high school, I came from a public middle school. I was inundated with comments from my peers about my choice to go to a Catholic school. It wasn't exactly what I wanted to hear going to an unfamiliar place. My brain was flooded with preconceptions and assumptions I had formulated about the school before even stepping foot on campus. How would I make new friends? Where would I fit in? Would I even fit in? These were all thoughts that overwhelmed me and quite frankly would overwhelm anyone that started a new beginning. Needless to say, initially I was not the face of what a Mercy girl should embody. I was actually quite the opposite. My all-girls Catholic school prides itself on its ability to empower women of all races, ethnicities, and faiths to become the best version of themselves. Our Lady of Mercy Academy enriched every part of who I am today. As a former student, I can say with confidence that you just don't go through your time at Mercy, you come to let Mercy go through you. I experienced this firsthand. Although my first year was still an adjustment period, by my sophomore year at Mercy, I was involved in numerous volunteer activities. I even started my own service project known as Called and Gifted. I would wake up every morning, throw on my uniform, toss my hair in a bun, go to class for 7 hours, and then start my day. To explain what I mean by this is that I immersed myself in every volunteer project I could lay my hands on after school hours. From the Ronald McDonald House to Splashes of Hope to local food banks and many more, I seem to have left the typical requirement volunteer hours in the rearview mirror. I had no hesitation to help out or offer my time in any way possible. I would come back home after a long day and be physically exhausted, yet emotionally and spiritually fulfilled, and then start all over again. It was never a chore, nor a resume builder, rather something I loved to do and came to appreciate. One memory that I will never forget while I was volunteering was at the Ronald McDonald House. For those of you who do not know what the Ronald McDonald House is, it is a home where families receive support in whatever way needed during the times their child is ill. During my time volunteering there, I was asked to make many dinners and have encouraging interactions with families who were struggling. One patient in particular resonated with me. She was a young girl, probably around my age at the time, and her mom told me she was suffering from bone cancer. Her face looked defeated. She gave me a meek smile and could barely speak one full sentence to me. Although we didn't interact for long, I felt guilty. I was preparing a meal for her while she was being wheeled in with an oxygen tank. Years later, various thoughts from that day have coursed through my mind numerous times, some positive and some negative. However, they have all culminated in my realization that to use the blessings, gifts, and innate talents that God has given me is to do the work of the Lord. Although I felt at fault for standing there, abled and healthy that day, the smiles and gratitude her and her family showed me after preparing the meal was priceless. Such a simple give back, like cooking food for those who are unable, can allow for so much more. Now, as you all can tell, my 4 years in high school was not an ordinary experience. Every interaction I had during my 4 years at Mercy allowed me to grow and expand in new ways I never thought was possible. The same girl who walked into the tattered, red brick building 4 years ago was most certainly not the same girl who came out. I think many of my peers can vouch for that. This was even further solidified on my graduation day. Unbeknownst to me, I was nominated and furthermore the recipient of the Catherine Macaulay Award. I know no one here knows the significance of that statement. However, it is the only non-academic award given at my graduation ceremony. Catherine Macaulay is the foundress of the Sisters of Mercy and highly recognized for her humanitarian work with the poor, education of women, and her outstanding efforts to alleviate the suffering she saw in the world. After gratefully receiving my award and shaking hands with one of the Sisters of Mercy, I was in disbelief that my personal change did not go unnoticed. Although many can say that my award could be considered the conclusion of all my hard work, personal development, and growth in faith, instead I view this as the beginning. Opening myself to new possibilities those 4 years afforded me the discovery of a lifelong passion for service and selflessness. Throughout my 4 years at Mercy, I embraced the act of gratitude. This attitude did not end simply because I ended high school, but rather has become something I value in my everyday life here at Scranton. Whether that's smiling to a stranger or holding the door for a classmate, I took both my academia and experiences from serving to Scranton. I am forever grateful for those 4 years at Mercy for allowing me to become the person I am today.